Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to take a second to share with you. I wanted to take a second to talk about marathons. And yeah, I'm partially talking about the marathon that you're thinking about, but I'm also talking about the marathon of anything you try to do in life. So the reason for this is I just finished my 6th half marathon, and that's kind of why I look half destroyed right now. But I wanted to get on here and share my thoughts with you because there's a parallel to drumming here, and I think there's a specific parallel to starting playing drums later in life. So here's a little bit about my journey. So 4 years ago, maybe a little more than 4 years ago, I had not run more than a mile in one kind of setting or all at once ever. I'd done a mile here and there for gym class maybe. And then a friend of mine got me out and said, "Hey, will you run this half marathon with me?" I was like, "You're crazy. You're absolutely crazy. There's no way I could ever do that." Which, looking back at it, is a very limiting statement. And reflects on some of the negative self-talk that I had at the time. Anyway, I trained for it. I finished it. I didn't finish with a particularly great time, but I finished it. And I think that's the point here, is that, I was in my late 30s at the time, and I tackled something new. I took it on. I put in the time, and I got it done, right? Fast forward to today, I've done a few half marathons, and I've had a specific goal of running it in under 2 hours, which has eluded me. And today I finally met that goal, which is super cool. But I think it also points to another fact, that if you keep at it over time, you'll improve and you'll get better. And so stick with me here, because there is a parallel to drums and percussion. And specifically, if you miss the boat in terms of like high school drumming or college drumming or whatever it is, if you miss the boat and you're one of those people who never got a drum set for Christmas or got a drum set ever, and you're like, "Man, I've always wanted to play the drums," dude, it's not too late. Now, the winner of the race today basically finished the half marathon in about an hour, right? A little more than an hour, which is crazy. It's fast. I broke 2 hours. I think that's great, but am I, the world's best runner? Absolutely not. And I started later in life, and of course I'm not going to be the fastest runner. And I think the same goes for drums and percussion. If you start later in life, are you going to be the best drummer in the world? Heck no. Are you going to be able to play stuff that, for instance, the late great Neil Peart played, or Terry Bozzio, or whoever else plays? No, you're not. But that's not the point. If you've always wanted to play the drums, you never got that opportunity to play the drums, it is never too late to start. And I wanted to give you a couple suggestions for how to start. So first off, if you're like me, you're basically in the middle stages of life. You might have a family. You might live, in a situation where you can't just go buy a drum set, set it up, and start rocking out, because it's going to disturb everybody around you, and it's going to be this big weird thing. So to that, I've got a couple suggestions. First off, hey man, look into electronic drums. Electric drum kits have gotten super good over the last decade or so. And they don't make hardly any noise. You can shut the door to your man cave or your woman cave or your bedroom or wherever it's set up, and you can go to town and nobody'll know that you're doing that. Second thing is practice pads. Just getting started, all you really need is a practice pad or your lap or something to hit sticks with, and those don't always make a bunch of noise. So A lot of folks have this preconceived notion that playing drums means loud, and that is absolutely not the case. The second major suggestion I would have for you is look for those things that you can do with groups of people. There are all sorts of organizations out there that are music related or drums related, where you don't have to be, John Bonham to go play. There are percussion groups that you can go join today in your local community that will allow you to hone your skills or to learn new skills in the company of other people who may be in the same shoes that you currently are, or who are, who not too long ago were in those same shoes. I just realized one fault to having these snare drums behind me is that every time I talk, I can hear them buzzing in the background. It's kind of mildly distracting. Anyway, the point is, if you want to learn drum set, go get yourself an electric kit, go get yourself a practice pad, go find a teacher in your area. There's all kinds of teacher directories and stuff like that. Just go do it, man. It's not super expensive to do it, right? Some lessons will get you rocking. Go into YouTube, finding online lessons for stuff. There's all kinds of free resources out there to get you going. Now, when it comes to local communities, Facebook is an awesome example of where you can go to try to find what it is people in your community are doing. We live in Austin, Texas, and there are tons of things that you can do in Austin, Texas to become involved with percussion, not just drum set or snare drum. There's marching percussion stuff, there's orchestral percussion groups, there are Latin groups that you can get involved with. There's like all kinds of drums and percussion groups out there. It doesn't just have to be a drum set, even though that's probably the most popular avenue to go down. So I would recommend go look in your local Facebook communities, see what's out there, and see what groups you can join to get involved. Because that would be a great alternative instead of setting up a drum kit in your house and annoying all your neighbors. Just go out there, join a group where you don't have to make excuses for making a bunch of noise, and get it done. If you have had some experience, let's say it's, you were in high school band or college band, and you haven't played for like 15, 20 years or something like that, and you want to get back into those sorts of things, my recommendation to you guys would be community orchestras, because there's a ton of community orchestras out there that would love to have percussionists, and where, there are other like-minded and similar situations to yours out there, people that haven't played in a long time who just want to get back into it. So get involved in your community, use your talents, use it as a creative outlet, and just get out there and play. So I hope you found this interesting. I'm going to go take a nap because I'm super tired after the race. But if you like this video, if you like my other videos, I would ask you to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.